Hi there, my name is McWilliams. I am from 3-Piece Speech, and I'm here to save you from a catastrophic interp disaster! Or more simply put, I'm here to help you learn how to judge. Judging speech or interp rounds. If it's your first time judging, kudos! As a new speech or interp judge, we don't want you to be that judge. Meaning that we don't want you to be the judge that kids look at and say, what the heck were they doing judging me? AKA, what? I got a 6 to Agnes of God? Yeah, we don't want you to be that judge. So to help make the process a little easier for both you and the competitors that you're judging, we've decided to make this speech how to judge coaching video. So first, the basics. In a stereotypical round, there will be 6 competitors and 1 judge. This varies between tournament and size and whether the round is actually an out round. When I say out round, what I mean is actually the rounds after the preliminary rounds. So normally in a stereotypical tournament, there are about 3 to 4, maybe even 6 preliminary rounds, then you get the out rounds, which if you want to make the NCAA analogy, basically means that we go into a playoff where the top teams will continue to move on. So you'll have octafinals, quarterfinals, semifinals, and then even finals. Each performer or speaker will have 10 minutes to perform their speech or their presentation. Your job as the judge is to time each and every one of these performances. Each performer should have a performance somewhere between about 8 to 10 minutes. Should it be shorter, it doesn't necessarily disqualify them, but normally you think, well, you could have done a little bit more with your time that you were given. Now, if a piece runs longer than 10 minutes, normally at most tournaments there is a 30-second grace period, meaning that at 10 minutes, sometimes it's very hard to identify exactly where 10 minutes is, so the judge normally goes and gives an extra 30 seconds of grace. At most tournaments, once you go over 10 minutes and 30 seconds though, you are unable to get first place in the round. So even if they are the best performer in the round, and they went 10:35, technically under the rules, you're not supposed to give them the 1. It's unfortunate. But of course, there are always exceptions if a judge feels like it's that good. But stereotypically, again, these are just general rules. To lessen up this potential chance, what judges do is they give time signals. Time signals generally are just simple hand signals. So you'll give like 3 minutes down, 2 minutes down, 1 minute down, like time. Sometimes there's a 30-second in there. You'll ask the kids beforehand if they would like time signals or not. Some kids find them distracting. And most kids will not want crazy time signals like, stop! Please, for the love of God, like, don't do that. No talking during their performances. Let them continue to go on. Even if they get to be about 12 minutes, let them finish. Always a good idea. The last part of the basics has to do with something that happens very often to first-year judges. We want to make you aware of this. When judging in speech rounds, unlike Congress rounds, speech rounds go where a person who gets first place gets a 1 out of 6. Person who gets second place gets 2 out of 6, etc., etc. In other events, sometimes it is switched around to where the first place person gets a 6. That is not the case here. Because sometimes kids will eventually go and feel like they did really well and you meant to go and give them top place, and then now you actually give them last place. It really stinks when judges do that. So let's not be that judge. First place equals 1 out of 6. So, once you've gotten your ballot from the judges' lounge, you will head over to the room. In that room, you will go and you will find 6 competitors probably waiting either outside or inside the room. It really doesn't matter. From here we get into judging the entrance and the room presence. This is not necessarily something that should go on the ballot, but if 2 competitors are very close to each other and one of them was really good in the round while others were not, it can be a little bit of a tiebreaker. Students within the round should not talk during performances or between performances. The overall demeanor is to try to be as professional as possible. Even a student simply walking into a room on a cell phone, hey man, yo, what's up? Yeah, I'm at a forensics tournament. Hey, what's up, Rita? It's not very, The idea in forensics is to really teach about professionality. So with anything, we want to make sure that kids are being professional in the way that they are presenting themselves. As they go up, they will stand up there in front of everyone, and they will start their performance. If someone's talking, not very nice and not very professional during someone else's speech. You can talk to the competitors after the round or simply write something on their ballot. Speaking of which, the ballot. Like we talked about before, the most important thing about the ballot is making sure that you get the ranking correct. So again, as we've already talked about, If you want to give someone first place, you give them the 1. If you want to give them 6th place, you give them the 6. Generally, this is how it works, although you may want to check with your ballot table just to be sure that that is how the tournament will work. Secondly, writing comments should be balanced, along with saying a lot of really encouraging things. You did a good job. I really liked your character. You were really funny. That really touched me. All of these things are really good, but you want to make sure that you're countering them with what the student can improve upon. Because if you go and you give someone, great job, I really liked it, you're really good, 6. That hurts. The most important thing is to give specific critiques. So saying something like, I didn't like the opening scene, why didn't you like the opening scene? Was their character not fully developed? Did you not understand what was going on? Was it not clear? Attempt to verbalize this as specifically as you can so that the students can work on those specific instances. Finally, we get on to the most important aspect of judging, and that is, of course, the performance. Now, I'm just going to go over the general judging of how to judge certain events because there are going to be specific videos for each and every individual speech event after this video is done. So here's my spiel on what to take into consideration when choosing between the 1 and the 6. 1, time. Was the kid overtime? Was the kid under time? It's pretty simple. Were they in that certain set time frame? 2, cleanness. Was their performance polished? Did they change between characters in a very smooth manner that was very distinguishable between the characters? Did they pop or did they use the step change? Hi. Hey. How are you doing? I'm good, Jimmy. How are you doing? I'm doing great. That's not normally how popping should work. But we'll get more to that on the HI video. It should work something like this.
Dad, Sam, darling. Dad, Mac, Dad, I like Dad, you know, oh, Dad.
So it is about cleanly defined characters, as well as cleanly defined tech. So for instance, if they were trying to pick up a cup, could you tell it was a cup? Were they sipping it correctly? Were they doing it? And all of a sudden, was it just not there anymore? Did it dissolve, disintegrate? What happened to it? So wanting to make sure that everything that they do is clean. 3, clarity. Did you understand what was going on? Did you follow the storyline or the speaker's train of thought? Were things clear to you? 4, creativity. Outside of the script itself, did they make choices that were creative? Were they thinking outside the box? Did they make a character that was really creative, like the witch from The Witches in 2008, where the guy made the witch who wanted to destroy all the little boys into Michael Jackson?
And then I saw her, the one my grandmother was telling me about the entire time, the Grand High Witch.
Did they have a text scene that was imaginative? Did they have a great plot twist that had creative flair?
No,
I'm busy?
no.
Because I can't play with you?
No.
Because what?
I just learned better than you did!
The point is, did they take the lines of the script and elevate it to another level? Lastly, was there a connection? At the end of the speech or performance, did you feel connected to the speaker or the story that had been performed? Like at the end of any good movie, did you feel a certain heart pull or a connection to what had just been presented to you? Did the characters seem lifelike? The sign of a truly magical performance is when one can go and watch someone for 10 minutes just by themselves and forget that they are in a classroom and be taken into an imaginary journey in Interp. Or you forget that a kid is just sitting in a classroom speaking on an everyday topic that plagues our society. So the 5 steps are 1, time, 2, cleanness, 3, clarity, 4, gotta look at my notes, creativity, and 5, connection. So with that being said, I hand you over to the other Interp coaches. Hope that you are well, and good luck judging.